Welcome to There's Layers to
GM, welcome to There's Layers to This. This is another special edition of our show. This is day 2 of the Bitcoin conference. We're here live in Las Vegas,
Nevada.
And welcome to the show where we talk everything from Web3, taco, toads, art, you name it. We love to cover it all and make it super friendly and lighthearted for you guys. And thank you so much to Stand With Crypto. We are partnered with them. They brought us out here to do the media.
Yep.
So we're super excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in to all of our loyal listeners. We've been streaming a lot this week, and we have a lot more coming up. So really appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, just a little intro before we get started. Like Valerie said, our show is about Web3, art, cryptodes, fun, technology, space, crypto, Bitcoin. That's where we are today. And I'm one of your hosts, Creatress, also known as Sarai Mora. I'm a multidisciplinary artist. Been in the space since 2021, got in through XRP, got really pulled in through NFTs in 2021, and haven't really looked back since. I'm best known for doing immersive art performances around the world at these crypto events using VR, live sculpting in 3D, and a big screen and music too. So keep a lookout. I would love to perform at the next event that you're going to be at. If you are organizing an event, get in touch. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. What about you, Val?
So hi, I'm Valerie, aka V Dizzle. I started in the Web3 space actually through NFTs back in May of 2021 with a well-known entrepreneur, business guru, marketer, Gary V. He started an NFT project called V Friends, and I actually won in a giveaway. My very first NFT was gifted to me directly from Gary. At the height, I could have probably sold that NFT for $140,000. I did not sell. I did not know there was cycles in the space, so I was very new. But you know what? I stayed, I held, and it's led me to incredible people like Creatress and just understanding more about what's deeper here with the technology. And so I wanted to meet more people that were into the space, so I started a meetup group called San Diego NFT Friends. And then I love doing those meetups so much that I was like, you know what? I want to do an event company. So I started Red Rug Edutainment and been doing that for about 2 years, and we do a lot of events and production like this. So yeah, that's a little bit about me, but it's not all about me and Creatress. We definitely have some really awesome people joining us today. As you can see, we have
Mr. COO, Chris
Soriano, who is?
He is a COO and co-founder of Bridgeport, and we're gonna hand it over to him to tell you a little bit more about what they do and his role there. Mr. Chris, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Really, I have to try and figure out how I'm going to make talking about institutional crypto infrastructure as exciting as some of the stuff that you guys were just bringing up here. But basically, just real quickly, what Bridgeport is we are bringing what we call table stakes in traditional finance infrastructure that connects stakeholders in traditional finance to the crypto markets today. What we've seen in how crypto has evolved, and especially in the institutional space, is we've seen a lot of these fragmented walled gardens growing where stakeholders are doing bespoke connectivity to each other. So what Bridgeport does is sits in the middle and acts as that technology layer between these institutional stakeholders. The analogy we use is, and something that specifically here in the US people will resonate with, is a Plaid for crypto.
Right.
Plaid, so you know Plaid, right?
Yep.
Plaid basically connects your Venmo accounts to your bank account. So if somebody were to send me money right now, I get it instantly because Plaid knows it's in that person's bank account.
Right.
We do a very similar thing in crypto today, and you know, we're really excited about what we're building.
Well, that infrastructure is really important. I appreciate all the work that you do. What is something that that I guess makes you passionate about this work that you're doing?
Well, it's funny, you know, I had a very, very cushy job in TradFi, you know, and you know, we saw a legitimate gap in this ecosystem, and we went to address it. And you know, I think with the big thing that we're going to see kind of coming up is this convergence of, like in TradFi, everything kind of, you know, grows. Like if you think about things like foreign exchange or bonds or equities, they all go from institutional down to retail, right, where the public gets hold of it. But what we've seen here in the Bitcoin market is the opposite, right? It started from retail, and now the institutions are getting involved. I think when, like, it's going to be interesting. I think really when we're going to know its success, where crypto is mainstream is when we don't say crypto and TradFi, we just say markets, right? And that's it. There's no TradFi. Crypto is going to be TradFi, right?
It's new fi. It's the current fi, guys. It's now. It's the now, guys. Crypto is the now, the new financial system.
It is the new financial system. And how long have you actually been in the space? Like, when did you first start?
So that's really so basically, we started building Bridgeport in 2024. And we went through our seed round raise. We started building our product. We announced at the end of 2024 now we have a product that's in production and connecting into stakeholders as we speak. Again, you know, what Bridgeport does is it's going to be table stakes, and I think like I mentioned before, the real gap here is, you know, institutions don't mind all this volatility. They love that. But what they cannot have is operational chaos and legal uncertainty. And those are the things that I think are really starting to get sorted now. And that's, like I said, that's when you're just going to say TradFi. And that's crypto too. It's just going to be included in there.
It's all finance.
Yep.
I have a question. Who is like your company's ideal customer? Like who is like the person you're like, we're perfect for you?
Yeah. So look, Bridgeport has several different stakeholders. We have the institutional exchanges, the big exchanges like crypto.coms of the world, and those type of exchanges, and then the custodians are on the other side of that. So our goal, right, is to make sure that these trading firms today, they have to put money on all these exchanges.
Yeah.
And then we see what happens when something like an FTX happens, everybody's money is gone. Right. So what we do is we allow them to keep those assets secured with their custodian of choice and allocate balances on the exchange, but not the physical balance, a notional balance on the exchange. And then they can trade with those balances, and then at settlement, we just make sure that everybody agrees to the amount, and we tell everybody to go settle. And that's basically so it's the trading firms, it's the exchanges, and it's the custodians.
And so, is this primarily on the Bitcoin blockchain, or are you guys looking at other chains to do this infrastructure?
Yeah, so our technology is on AWS. We're not a blockchain. Like everybody just sprinkles. Yeah, exactly. You got it. It's on chain, it's off chain. Exactly right. People can't just sprinkle blockchain fairy dust on everything and call it something special, right?
Yeah.
We are off-chain, but we can also deal with on-chain things as well. You know, we're agnostic middleware. That's really it.
Agnostic middleware, where it sounds like you are off the chain, literally and figuratively. I like it. Well,
very much.
If people want to follow and maybe get involved somehow, how can they find the company and you?
Really appreciate it. Yeah. So look, our website is www.bridgeportmessageq.com, and happy for you to come on there, and you can click on, go through the process, and we'll happy to talk to you more about what we're building.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Chris, for hopping on the show today. It was a pleasure to meet you, and enjoy the rest of the conference. And I'm sure we'll stay up to date with everything you're doing.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yes,
Really
thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're still live, I think. We're
Yes.
still live.
So we are still live.
Yes. But yeah.
Thank you so
Yes,
much,
of
guys.
course. Yeah, we'll stay in contact.
We are ready for you. We're gonna introduce you and bring
All
you
right,
back.
guys. Hold on. Go ahead. Pass through. Pass through. We're getting ready for
Coming back
our
around.
next guest here.
All right.
Very organic live stream. Go ahead. Pass through. Go ahead. Pass through.
There we go. Come on
Take a
in.
seat.
You're
in the hot seat. In the hot seat.
All right. Welcome.
Oh, your badge.
Yes,
Don't
let's
want
not
to steal
keep-
that.
let's not
That gives me
keep Chris's
special access,
badge.
I'm sure.
All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. One thing we didn't mention at the beginning of the show, I realized, is that we are running a giveaway. So like, comment, retweet the show, and that will be an entry to a giveaway for Bitcoin. We are giving away some Bitcoin. So yes, go ahead and do that. Just
We will
quick
have two
reminder.
winners. So make sure you are liking and sharing and subscribing. So please subscribe to our YouTube show. There's layers to this. Anybody who does that, will get access to some special giveaways throughout our season.
Yes. All right. So next up, we have a very interesting gentleman that we got a chance to meet here in the press lounge yesterday. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself because I don't want to botch it. But you're not only an investor, you're also an actor, a super creative person, from what I'm understanding.
So thanks so much for having me on. So Ali Madavji, I'm the managing partner at Blockchain Founders Fund. We invest in top tier startups in the space. We've got about 200 companies now in the Web3 space. And then, as you mentioned, I guess debuting in the acting career, we just had a reality TV show called Crypto Nights launch on Amazon Prime Video this week. And it's a reality show on helping people understand crypto and Bitcoin and the whole industry of entrepreneurship around it, similar to, say, Shark Tank, but specific to the Web3 industry.
That's super, super cool. And I mean, we could talk about a lot of things, obviously. It's completely up to you. I mean, the debut of the show was just this week, so I feel like congratulations are in order.
What does that feel like? I mean, debuting and being on that side of the industry where you're actually an actor and on Amazon Prime. What does that feel like for you?
I mean, it's not that, honestly, I didn't think I'd ever, be in a TV show or anything like that. So it is surreal. But one thing that's interesting is it's reality TV, right? So you are yourself, you are speaking your mind, you don't have any prep time. The companies that come onto the show, we don't know them until the second they're literally in front of us, right? So there is no prep, there is no behind the scenes, you get all of the info, there's none of that, which I think is actually really good to get genuine thoughts and feedback.
Right, yep.
So there's no script then to the reality show at all?
From my perspective as a judge or a knight in looking at companies to invest our own hard-earned money into it and money from our fund, there is no script, right? And so the directors and producers obviously have an idea of how they organize the show.
Yeah.
But it's phenomenal, and we've got Adrian Grenier, who's the main actor, Vinny Chase from Entourage.
Yeah, that's cool.
He's the host, so he helps to almost translate Web 2 and Web 3. For people, and then we've got Kim Lee from Bling Empire in the show, and a lot of great people in the show. So it's exciting.
I love that. And you also have Brock Pierce, right?
Yes, we've got Brock Pierce in the show as well, and he's phenomenal, of course, of being able to share a wealth of experience and insights as part of the show. And hopefully, until you see the show, you think I'm the nice one. But when you see the show, hopefully you don't change your opinion.
Ooh, well, I saw the trailer, and it seemed like you were more of a serious character on it. You weren't smiling so much.
The intimidating guy?
I think it depends. I like to have fun, but at the end of the day, I think it's also really important to make sure we've got the right types of people in this industry that are trying to build win-win-wins, right? And so we want to really support companies that can not only build something incredible for the industry, but something that helps consumers win, investors win, and then obviously, of course, we want the team to win. And I think that's really, really important. And oftentimes in this space, you get bad actors that aren't playing that win-win-win game to build transformational change. And of course, that's also not something we want to see.
That's really important work that you're doing. Something that I'm a little bit curious about is, and I don't know if you have knowledge on this, but you said like sometimes you have to translate that Web 2 to Web 3. How do you go about like the terminology there? Like some of the terminology that's used in the crypto space. How do you make that more accessible and like in layman terms? Do you guys use layman terms often? Or?
Yeah, no. So as knights or judges, we actually talk the way that we talk, and we sort of bring almost like our expertise to the table. But one thing they did incredibly well in the show, and you've got to see it, is they actually have this boiler room. So it's actually the back room. And you've got Kim Lee back there, you've got the Wolf back there, and they're actually helping to translate and do the layman terms.
Oh, really?
And so it is a reality TV show, but we didn't see any of that, right? So even as I'm watching the show right now for the first time, I'm even seeing that and how it played out, and it's incredible for people to actually understand, even with no knowledge of Web3, to get into the space and understand it.
All right, I'm excited to catch it. I'm really curious to see how like they go and transition into the boiler room and how they present it. I think it's a really neat idea, and so congrats to you and of course everybody who's a part of the show for doing something like that. I think that's really creative to do a show that way, but really important work as well.
I agree. I'm excited to watch it. I did have a question about, can you even share any of the companies that you've invested in so far, or is it too soon to share?
Yeah, no, we've invested in, we have 200 companies that we've invested in over nearly a decade.
Oh, okay, but this is through through the fund that you manage, right? So I meant like in the show.
Yeah, so
can you share one of the ones that you picked?
Absolutely, right? So, we invested in a company called Dean, or Decentralized Insurance Network, and it's an incredibly needed thing in the space, right? It's how do you create insurance much more effectively, almost community-driven insurance pools for products that typically wouldn't have insurance. And when you think about the crypto market, one of the challenges is there's a lot of hacks, a lot of technical challenges, and it spooks a lot of people. Or when you have, what we had in the last cycle with, FTX, BlockFi, Celsius, and a lot of these institutions going under, and a lot of normal people losing hard-earned dollars. Like this is a problem, and so we can't have sustained bull markets in the crypto space without solving the insurance problem. Because when there are some of these things, we do need to figure out a way to make people whole and be able to sort of spread out that risk, but give incentives for the people that are putting up that risk, right? So I think that's a really, really cool one. And then there's another one called GrowFitter that I think is really, really incredible, because they're almost bridging the whole world of like real world rewards and interacting with crypto. And so, they work with like Puma and smartwatch companies and all these things, and you can get AirPods and like all these different things for staking or doing different things with them, doing fitness challenges, and you can earn a lot of really cool rewards. And these are the types of things that, your everyday person's gonna wanna do, wanna live healthier, share that with their friends, but hopefully earn really cool things in the meantime.
What was the name of that one?
So that's called GrowFitter.
GrowFitter.
So I'm curious, when they come and present, their product or their service, is this something that they're saying like this is working in the back end where like the user doesn't necessarily have to know how like the crypto or blockchain or decentralization of it is working?
Yeah, so it depends on the company, of course, right? So with GrowFitter, you don't know about the blockchain side necessarily, right? And I think that's very important for this next generation of companies, because it is a huge problem. Honestly, it's not easy with half of this stuff, right? But of course, you're going to have more technical projects like a layer 1 where it is going to interact, and you're going to have a little bit more crypto knowledge to interact with some of these things.
So it's like a more Web 2, Web 3, actually, company application. I like it. Very cool. I had a question about, we could talk about the fund again if we want to switch to that, or did you have more questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
First of all, tell us the name of the fund again.
Yeah, so it's Blockchain Founders Fund.
I like that name, Blockchain Founders. It sounds so
Official.
Like, official. Yes. Okay. Did you hear about my BFF, the crypto project? That there was one.
Okay.
It came and it went, and it's no longer. I think it was acquired by Boss Beauties, but it just made me think of that. Okay. My question about the fund. What are like your top 5 companies that you guys have invested in that you have seen like really good returns, or you just are like very optimistic about their future?
Yeah, I mean, there's many incredible companies that we've invested in over the years. For example, we were one of the first investors at the intersection of AI, blockchain, and gaming back in the day, and a company called Altered State Machine had a very large 9-figure exit in the space, so that was very good. But it made a really big difference, right? We launched the first ever, virtual football league with FIFA and all sorts of really cool things there, right?
Yeah.
Now, some of the things I'm really excited about, for example, is a company called Credit, which is actually helping to issue millions and millions of loans to people, and it uses USDC rails, and then also helping with remittances between Africa and the US. And so this is something that actually touches the lives of millions and millions of people.
Yeah.
And so these are the types of things we want to see, right? Like, how do we actually change the world?
Right.
And when you think about the fact that there's 1 billion people that are unbanked or underbanked from our existing traditional financial system, these are the types of things that are actually going to go help and change lives of people, right? So this is really, really important.
Wait, one more time, the name of that one.
It's called Credit, so KREDETE, incredible company. And then, we backed a company called Roundtable, which I think is really, really cool, because what Roundtable is a fully decentralized social media play, but for major companies or organizations. So for example, they partnered with Miss World and Miss Universe. You can go on right now and download on the App Store Miss World's app. Okay.
Yeah.
1.5 billion people follow Miss World every year, which I had no idea. It's incredible.
Wow. Yeah.
And
I don't know either.
you can download this app and you can, interact with the candidates. If you want to be a candidate yourself, you can be part of it. And all of the competition, all the digital footprint, the scoring actually goes through Roundtable. And so what's really cool is all of these people now are using a Web3 native app. Every post, every like, every comment, and you don't even know it because it seems like a Web2 experience. And this is something that we've been talking about in the industry, and no one's actually seen yet, and no one's done. And so that actually launched 10 days ago, right? So
Wow.
this is really, really cool. And there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people actually already on the app. So it's in 10 days, right? So this is incredibly incredible change. And so
Congratulations.
also, if you look at the hockey news, they've got nearly 10 million people that use the hockey news. All 32 NHL teams are on there. So
cool.
and
Wow.
this is actually fully on chain now. You can go download the app, Hockey News, on the App Store. So people don't realize these things, and this is exactly what we love, because we don't want people to know about the blockchain side.
Right.
It makes it confusing, and it puts it gums up the process.
It can be a roadblock. It can be overwhelming, and then they don't want to touch it, right? They just give up. So yeah, it's nice when it's something like, oh, this is like something they're familiar with, downloading an app, using their phone, clicking around, right? And little do they know, there's actually some crypto native stuff working in the background.
That's cool. What was their name?
That one's called Roundtable, but those apps, you could go download Miss World or the Hockey News on the App Store today.
So Roundtable makes apps for these communities, I see. And do you see them making an app for any of the big maybe collectibles communities or anything like that? Has it been integrated in any way on our side?
Not as much on that front. I mean, I think the big thing for Roundtable is, they tend to work with companies and organizations that have more than 5 million daily actives already. So they work with very big organizations already that can bring those audiences to it. And so it's a very different approach to how do we actually go at masses, because it is actually very challenging to go grow these communities, build these communities, 1% at a time, and that's a very noble, incredible thing that a lot of companies in this space are doing. But I think we've got to have both approaches, right?
Yeah, different fits for different needs and different industry. I think levels. Any other company you want to shout out?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of really, really cool companies. So we've got Breshna, which is
Wait, I know Breshna. Is it a gaming platform and you can make your own game without coding
How
online?
do you know about Breshna?
Because I made a game on there before, and I actually met the
When?
founder of Breshna at the Innovation Summit hosted by Paris Hilton on 11/11/22. I believe that the founder, I'm blanking on her name right now. Yes, Mariam. I believe she spoke at Paris's event, and if she didn't speak, she was there front row watching all
Was
the panels.
this in 23 or 24?
In 2022.
Oh, 2022?
Yes. So I met the founder of
Okay.
Breshna. Please tell us more. Why are you excited about it?
There you go. I mean, it's an incredible company where, you know, they're, I think, hitting a really key inflection point where anyone in the world can make a video game in under 5 minutes. But now we're actually starting to see like major sports teams work with them. We're seeing like in-stadium activations through gaming. We're seeing, you know, better connections of communities through gaming. And like, this is really, really incredible and a very powerful way to share experiences, and so we think that's a really, really cool one. And you know, I see a world in which there could be billions and billions of games created, right, through something like this. So this is really, really incredible way to teach and learn.
That's so cool. And I'm pretty sure my favorite person, my favorite collector in the space, my most fabulous collector, Paris Hilton, is also an investor of Breshna, if I'm not mistaken. Yes.
Yes, Paris
I know some
Hilton does
things.
collect her art. Just so
Oh,
everybody
that's so
knows.
Yeah, well, what else do you want? Is there anything we haven't touched on? Or Val, did you have a question you wanted to jump in
No,
on?
yeah, no, I find this all really interesting. Is there like, what are you looking for next? Is there anything you are looking for next to see, you know, whether it's infrastructure or something that's, you know, more user friendly? Like, is there something you are looking for the next thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the ways that I approach, I mean, we do have certain areas that we have these sub-thesis on that we're interested and excited about. But at the end of the day, right, like what I'm looking for is founders that are so passionate about something and have the skills or the ability to find those skills and put those skills together to go build something that's going to change the world. And if you're so passionate about something, even if no one's working on it, if no one's talking about it, if no one cares, like in the investor community about it, we'll still look at it because like we care if like we can go get massive user adoption or build something that's going to change the world, that's going to help millions and millions of people. And I think that's what really matters. And oftentimes like investors, you know, you'll see investors thinking about like what's hot in the space. Is it AI today? Like, yeah, maybe, but like I want the thing that's going to go get millions and millions of users and change the world. And that might not be the hot topic today because it might not have been invented yet.
Right. It's not trying to, you're trying to get the trends before it's a trend. You're trying to be the first, right?
That's what matters, right?
It's hard to put that into like, oh, I'm looking for this. It's like I'm looking for something that I don't know exists yet, possibly.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking for
That's
something that's
really
going to surprise and delight, if you will.
That's smart. That's also smart. Get there before everyone else does. You want to be the one to start the trend and be a part of starting that trend. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
I love that. We're kind of like that too, actually.
Well, how do people connect with you if they want to, you know, maybe pitch you a project or anything? Like, how can they find you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we definitely want to see projects. We want to see what you're working on. And so there's a few ways. So one, you can find me at Ali, ALY_Madhavji, MADHAVJI on X. You can find me on LinkedIn or anyone on our team on LinkedIn as well. And you can go onto our website, blockchainff.com, and you can even share what you're working on. And we actually look at every single one. And so that company Credit that I mentioned actually did that on our website. We didn't know them. We got to know them. We invested in them, and they're an incredible company now helping millions of people. And so that's
so
what we
cool.
love to see. And so definitely reach out. We'd love to see if it's something we can help with.
All right, I like it. So not only do you talk the talk, but you walk the walk. It's not like somebody is, you know, sending their profile or whatever it is that they're working on, and then you don't know if they read it or not. You guys are actually taking the time to read it, and because you guys care. You guys care. So I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Love it. Is there anything else for me, Creatress?
Yeah, no, I second everything you said. I would say I did have a question. Oh yeah, what verticals or what like categories are you most interested in terms of like companies to invest in? That's the first question. And then the other one is there a specific size like of the company that you are looking for as well?
Yeah, so I mean, we do invest across a lot of different verticals, but I think there's certain areas that I think are still very interesting. I think like the tooling layer, I think there's still gaps of, you know, helping founders to build things they need to build,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
And people don't think about this, right? And so, for example, we recently invested in a company called Uniblock, which is essentially aggregates all the APIs in crypto. So instead of developers having to go build like hundreds of APIs, they build one, and then they have everything already ready to go, and they don't have to maintain them anymore, right? Which is like a huge benefit, because you'll see a lot of companies, even at this conference, that'll literally have full-time staff that only build out APIs, because there's so many things to build on the API side. But we'd rather have founders focused on building what they actually are trying to build in their core product, right? And so like it's things like that that I think really change the space. But then also things that we think can go drive millions and millions of people into the space and you know, be aware and use this technology to have meaningful impact, right? So I think that's very, very important. Now, from the standpoint of what size we invest in, so we typically write a minimum of $200,000 US as a check. That's typically what we look at as our minimums.
Okay.
And then we do go up into the several millions. So we like to come into companies really, really early. So oftentimes there's only angel investors or no investors in the company at all, and then we'll come in and be one of those first to take a big bet on it.
Awesome. Oh, that's so cool. Well, thank you for that. So if you guys are listening, you're working on something, you know where to pitch. They'll at very least they'll look at your pitch. I can definitely think of a couple people I would love for you to meet who are working on a lot of really interesting things. I don't know. Is there anything we didn't touch on that you want to touch on? Maybe because we only touched on 2 things, but I know you do other stuff. Anything else you want to share with our audience?
No, I think this has been fabulous. I mean, definitely go on to Amazon Prime Video, check out the show Crypto Nights. And, you know, what we do say in the space is to stack your Bitcoin. So one of the things I'm going to do when I get off of camera right here is I'm going to go on and subscribe, and hopefully I can even get some Bitcoin as part of the competition, right? And so hopefully you do as well.
Yeah, well, that's what we like to hear. Thank you so much for being on the show. I hope to have you back again for a longer interview sometime, and we could talk about what's new. In a couple of weeks, I'm sure you'll have more things to talk about.
What was up and coming? What trend were you a part of starting?
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you.
Yes. Pleasure to have you. I think we're gonna reset. I think I'm gonna get rid of this chair, and then we'll just talk for a little bit, me and you.
We got a lot of action behind us. I know we had some celebrities behind us.
Was there? Who was standing behind us?
We had a basketball player at one point. Who was it?
I have no idea.
Let me ask my camera operator. Who was that basketball player that was behind us?
Okay, no one knows.
I think Thompson. He dated one of the Kardashians. I know that. That's why I know him.
Okay.
Like, he dated one of the Kardashians.
Interesting. How long? I wonder. How long has the show been going on?
So we've been going for half an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's just so much more. I mean, guys, we're only literally showing a sliver. If you didn't see yesterday, we needed to give them the stickers. But definitely, hey, stand with crypto. That is what everyone is doing here at this conference, whether they're all in on Bitcoin or any other, crypto or chain. We're all standing in unity.
Yes.
And we definitely had the vice president, JD Vance. Sorry, I'm having a little bit further. JD.
Oh yes, we did see JD Vance today. We didn't talk about that. We should probably talk about that.
We didn't. We got these flags. We're repping. We got to sit in a special area. Okay, so let's talk about the process. Area. Okay, guys, this is how it is when you are here as official press. Okay,
let us walk you through the press experience.
Okay, so especially when you have someone who is, second in command to running the whole United States of America, you got to deal with security, logistics, secret. Why am I saying secret agents?
Secret Service.
Secret Service. Maybe secret agents, you never know, but Secret Service, right? And we get an inside look on how that is. So there's many emails that are sent prior to all the press of how, thank you. Some water. Yeah, there's many emails and a lot of coordination. And I'm pretty sure they do a background check on us. Like, I'm pretty sure they do the background check because we got special permission to syndicate the live stream. Now, didn't work out because, other logistics, but regardless, I thought it was pretty cool that we were one of 3 companies that had special permission to do that.
Special access.
Special
Our favorite
access. So again, this was like our first time kind of around that type of, what would you say?
I guess like that type of press setup.
Type of press, yeah. And there was a couple other people too who were like, hey, this is our first time. Even though they've done press for very, very long, the situation kind of happens a little bit organically in real time. Things can change in an instant. Whatever the Secret Service says goes. So, maybe the conference team has one way of how logistics are going to go, but if Secret Service says, this is going to happen in this way, they will blast an email, sometimes literally minutes before he goes on stage.
Yeah. I think also too, because they don't want people, like some of the announcements that are being made are time sensitive,
right,
for like
that's
embargo reasons and just legal situations. So sometimes we don't know the announcements until right before or right when they're announced.
Yeah. So that was an experience, and then we also had to go through a special entry for press, and we had to go through a metal detector. They had to ask us like, who are we here for? They had to like open up all our bags and whatnot. It was a little intense, and they scanned us, but we got the clear. We got in. The only thing we might have been holding was just like lasagna. I mean, a digital print of lasagna, but
yeah, it was cool. I was happy to see it. It was, regardless of our personal opinions on who was speaking, I will say that there is some support for crypto at the highest level of government.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to see that they are focused on helping carry along legislation that will make it easier for all of us to participate in the crypto community. But also, it was really nice that he made a call out to all of us and said, like, we are the pioneers of this new financial revolution.
Yes.
And we need to stay present with our representatives in whatever local government you have. Because if we're not there in their ear, they kind of forget about us, it seems like.
Yeah, they're so busy in their everyday schedules.
Yep.
I mean, we talked about this in our live stream yesterday. It's like we need to humanize crypto, that there are real humans behind this space. There's a real movement happening here and a real passion, and that, we need to let our local, leaders know about it.
We need to
stay in their ear.
Make your voice be heard.
Yes, don't be afraid. Get out there. Send those emails. Send those letters for them to vote for pro crypto. You lost. Yeah.
Yes. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, make sure you also sign up for Stand With Crypto.
Yes.
Go make the pledge on standwithcrypto.org. And simply the pledge is to join the fight in voting and supporting proper crypto legislation. It's nothing crazy, It's a pledge. You're not pledging away your life. You're just pledging that you will vote responsibly. And try to make sure that crypto is great.
Please go visit www.standwithcrypto.org. Okay,
Down on the ticker.
It's here on the ticker, so make sure you write that down. Go join, which is literally, you can sign up with your wallet. If you want, you can connect your wallet and get an NFT for making that pledge so that it is on chain. It shows that you stand with crypto and all of us.
Yes, an on-chain record, if you will, of your voting participation pledge. So we got to give it up to Stand With Crypto. They are actually one of the official sponsors of this Bitcoin 2025 conference.
Yes.
They are also official sponsors of our show and I guess partners for this specific activation and this event. And we're just really honored to be here and bringing you all the live in-person vibes from the conference.
I'm just like looking around here. I'm like scanning where we're at in the press lounge, and everybody's like doing something. Like you really feel the energy. There's people like are in a rush, right? Because we got like a limited time. Let's take a look. Like cameraman Keegan,
should we do a look around?
Do a spin around. Just do a quick spin around of what we're looking at here. It's getting packed. Obviously, you probably saw people behind us moments ago, but it is crowded. And of course, this is an organic live stream, so we've probably had a couple people like walk in front of the camera, but it's all good, right? People are like just trying to get to their people, make sure people are aware of all the things that people are a part of and building.
Yes.
So we need more press. We need more people doing the content. There's still not enough. There is not a saturation yet, like on YouTube, it might be harder for people to start, content on YouTube, right? Let's say like, I don't know, maybe in makeup, right? Makeup, YouTube tutorials on makeup, very saturated on YouTube, but we don't have that yet for crypto news, crypto awareness and education. We need more of that. So definitely encourage you guys to sign up for press next year. It's not hard. They just ask some of your information, what you do, what kind of content, and that's been a really positive experience. This has been my second year doing this, and so it's been incredible. But guess what? I'm actually really excited because we're about to bring a new friend of mine, Sheldon Deere, and we'll bring him on. He'll introduce himself a little bit more. But let's welcome our next guest.
I'm gonna trade spaces with him.
Let's have him sit in the middle.
We'll have you sit in the middle. I'm actually gonna step back and be behind the camera for this last little bit.
Thanks so much for having us on. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I was also scanning the room. I was like, oh no, where did Sheldon go? I want to make sure I interview you. So I'm so glad you came.
Yeah.
How are you today?
It's great. I should be tired already, but no, I'm just amped. It's like there's so many Bitcoiners here who I only get to see once a year.
Yeah.
There's so many releases that are happening, announcements that are happening this week. It's been really hectic, but it's been really good. So I'm sure there's a lot more coming. Like, the vice president was here before, and people get super jazzed for the political part of this, but the statist and anti-statist part of this is maturing a lot.
Absolutely, I agree.
You can have a productive discussion about stand with crypto and still want to use Bitcoin as cash.
Right. Yeah.
I like the maturity that's coming. It's overdue.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for describing that, because Creatious and I were just explaining how you feel the energy here. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of excitement and momentum, and I'm just excited to see where this is all going to take us when everyone goes home after the conference.
That's
what are
the real
people
question.
going to do? Yeah, that is the real question. But for people who don't know you, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure. So I'm Sheldon Deere from Omnity Network. Omnity has been working on-chain tooling for about 6 years officially under different names. And for the past 2 years, we were completely focused on runes. So we're really big on Bitcoin assets, and sponsoring Pizza Day, that's important to us because we see the original use case of 10,000 Bitcoin as 2 pizzas, right?
Yep.
But we also know that Laszlo would have been much happier to maybe pay $40 in Bitcoin assets to get that.
Right. If he would have hodled those 10,000, I don't know, might be worth a few billion there. I don't know. But speaking of Pizza Day, I was super honored that you guys had reached out and wanted to sponsor one of our events. So the Pizza DAO, we did a pizza party along with Pizza DAO in San Diego. So I have a meetup group, San Diego NFT Friends, and it was really great. And so I just want to share with you, people were so excited. By the way, for people who don't know, I was just announced ambassador, one of the ambassadors of ICP.
Very nice.
Thank you. But yeah, everybody was super excited to hear what we're doing and what Omnity is doing. And I didn't know I was gonna already lock into my ambassador role. I had people coming up and asking me how can we get funded to do a hackathon? We want to build and use this language and blah blah. I was like, oh, okay. I gotta.
Fast,
Yes, it was kind of fast, but your support helped so much in sponsoring pizzas. So thank you so much, and it was just a fantastic event. Were you able to go to one of your local pizza parties?
I made it out to the Miami Pizza Party.
Okay.
I have a local ritual there to also do some sharing and give out pizza and give out some other things that I don't talk about as much on camera. But you know what? That's part of Pizza Day, is that we all started from this place where someone had to take the L and do a transaction that wasn't to their long-term benefit, but was worth it in the moment.
Sure.
I can do that once a year. That's not too bad, right?
Once a year, yes. And so actually, I mean, going away from the party, it sounds like fun. I want to ask you though about runes. Are you yourself like into the runes, and where do you see that going? Because I mean, I guess how would you explain it? That's like meme coins on the Bitcoin blockchain. Would you call it meme coins?
That is a popular debate is, should we call it meme coins?
Yeah.
Right? I have leaned away from that for so long because I'm like a product-oriented person.
Okay.
But nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah.
So then what are you saying?
I am suggesting that the tooling was always open. So this is the unstoppable coins.
Okay.
Saying that they are meme coins or that they're, adhered to a certain like focus or benefit, like I understand that's easy for us to think about, but seeing it as the tooling is how ERC20 really came out of its shell of being for products and being for meme coins and being for SocialFi at the same time.
Yeah.
So there is SocialFi that's coming up for runes and for Bitcoin. And if you can see that larger play, you end up with the bell curve of coming back to calling them Bitcoin meme coins.
Oh.
And I'm very okay with that.
Okay.
I'll still sit in the middle sometimes with my hooded meme character and be like, I want products so bad. But there are so many products that are silently building in runes that are masquerading as meme coins. Why do they do that? They need the social movement because that's what these assets have become.
Yeah.
If you believe in something and you're building something, you need a group of people to get with you on it.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the C word, but we need communities to like product and to give feedback on product more than anything.
I mean, why not? When you have a friend suggest, hey, this looks cool, and then you're like, oh, my friend's doing it, why not? And it builds like a movement, people get excited about it and want to do things together. So,
we're really big on putting that into ICP, by the way. I have to say that out loud because we're a critical ecosystem partner at ICP, and we say that we're critical because we do a lot with Bitcoin over there.
Yeah.
And they've been really great supporters, but they also really understand that we need to campaign outwardly to Bitcoiners, not so much to the existing ICP audience, because ICP audience already understands this. New audience needs to learn that ICP is running Bitcoin.
Yes.
And that's how they make that worth the trouble for us. So that's a different kind of relationship. We're really happy to see that grow.
I think that's really awesome too, and I'm excited. I'm seeing to see that more and more now, where I feel like maybe you go back 4 or 5 years ago, a lot of people were like, it's this chain or nothing at all, right?
Yeah.
Everyone was
tribalism.
Everybody was like, it's this is gonna be the one. But I think as time goes on and you start to see some of the hurdles that the average user is having is like, well, I have ICP and I want to maybe buy this ordinal, but they're accepting Bitcoin. Well, how can I use my ICP but that's accepting Bitcoin? So you got to have that interoperability where you can exchange and go back between the two seamlessly and easy. We need some of those like infrastructures that I don't think people realize until they experience it themselves, and they're like, wait a minute, this is a little bit hard.
As a developer, it's also really difficult to maintain like the front-facing application of that and the infrastructure at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's been our business model to like prop up Liquidium, prop up Odin Fund.
Yeah.
It's great to have these other products that are like really focusing their go-to-market and have really great engagement from their communities because we learn from them also.
Yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
we can still offer a retail product, but it's really difficult to do both of those walk and chew gum, kind of product research and implementation at the same time. It helps a lot to go together.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything else you want to share that you are excited for, or how has the conference experience been for you? Yeah.
I mean, top of my list going on right now is just a larger awakening for runes in the Bitcoin community. Like, I know that's like a super generic thing to say after what we just talked about, but like, it's true.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of not just like art and memery and silly cultural things. There are people who are recognizing the utility of stablecoin on Bitcoin because we tried that years ago, and that really kicked off Tron. That really kicked off a whole lot of DeFi stuff.
Right.
So I'm seeing that increased appetite again for Bitcoin and crypto, and I think that's really productive because that's exactly what you just described, is Bitcoin plus interoperability equals diverse products.
Absolutely. Well, that is exciting. Is there anything else you're getting into tonight or tomorrow that you're looking forward to?
Well, I mean, I give a shout out to Bitcoin Beach. I wish we could have sponsored them, but we were just spread too thin.
Okay.
So they're doing some really cool stuff. Bunch of Ordinals and Runes folks going to be happening over there. BitAngels is doing an event tomorrow that I'll be doing a panel at.
Cool.
You know, there's a lot of really good folks that are coming out, and I appreciate that we are still, you know, at an industry conference. But every year that we see the tent get a little wider, the umbrella get a little bit more open.
Yeah.
You know, we get more of that conversation that we hadn't had before. Hey, I have a new feature request. Hey, I've got some other concern or thing I need to pitch you. Like, that's really bubbling up this year, and we need that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're actually going to go to the Bitcoin beach party right after this.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, I'm getting some signals from everybody in the back, but yeah, we're about to wrap up this stream in just a moment. But
thanks so much for having us on.
We gotta wrap it up because we're gonna head to the Bitcoin beach party, and I hear that is at Mike Tyson's old mansion, his old house.
Yep, the Tiger Mansion. It's pretty cool.
You've been there already?
I've been there for an event a few months ago. I haven't been there this week, but it's got a hell of a grotto. If you know what a grotto is,
all right.
They got a nice one.
Okay, so what kind of vibes are we expecting? Are people going to be having interviews? Are people going to be like super stuffy and business? Or are people going to let loose?
We're going to have drinks by the pool, and then someone's going to be inside on the marble floor trying to get that picture-perfect shot for their gram, and that's fine. But BitAngels is always that like really varied environment, and each is sort of taking the hint from them. So there's some different stuff that's going to pop up at that venue, and honestly, I could say that there's not a single thing I've seen that's going to show up there that's not going to be good. So it should have a good balance. Come in a t-shirt, come in a collared shirt. You know, as long as you're comfortable with how you look, I figure it's going to be a good time.
All right, no, sounds good. So then, am I going to see you there?
I'll be there, absolutely.
Okay, well, we'll see each other there. Thank you so much, Sheldon, for hopping on. Before you leave, what is the best way for people to get involved or contact you?
Find us on Twitter at Omnity Network. If you find the link tree, which is also linktree/Omnity Network, we're happy to give you all our docs. We do one-on-one support for developers. We have never let anyone lose money in our protocol out of a protocol error, so we're very tight on support. Please try our products. They're open source, and yeah, just give us your feedback. I always say on the community calls, we want your flowers, we want your tomatoes, throw anything, and we'll learn from it.
All right, we'll throw some runes at you next. So there you go. Sheldon, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I actually look forward to building the relationship here between us in San Diego and ICP and Omnity. So
looking forward to it. We got to come visit.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right, let's bring Creatress back on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Sheldon. Have a wonderful conference. All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and rearrange our seating.
What has been going on?
We're going to have, I don't know, we're going to have one more special guest. Let's see. We're for like a lightning segment.
A lightning segment. Here we go.
Let's see. Because as you can see, there's a lot going on back here behind us.
So much.
Let me see. Oh, I think he might be. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Hello, welcome.
I'm putting these on.
Get it.
I'm blind without my glasses.
Those are noggles.
Can we
Those
give
are
you some
noggles.
beats
Oh,
too?
that's so funny.
Yeah. There you go.
Listen, I was on Jerry Springer. I'm used to the beats.
Oh my God.
Not even get closer.
Wow. Okay.
All right. We're coming in with the heat. So our last guest of today's episode is Mr. Carlos Fuentes, also known as the Metaverse DJ. Did I get that right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, so a little bit of a switch up. We've had a lot of different types of people here today, industry professionals.
Yep.
So for anyone who might be watching and doesn't know what you do, can you explain it a little bit?
Well, where do I begin? I'm a man of many hats, but one thing I do is host a lot of live streams in the metaverse. I live stream DJ sets, I live stream my gameplay, playing Web3 games, and I also have my family involved in this. So my fiance is involved in this. I have a 12-year-old son who's also involved in this, and we work together as a family to show people that Web3 is not for just the boomers, but it's also for Latinos, and it's also for young couples, and to show them what you can actually do with crypto.
That's so fun. That hits a lot of the topics that we cover here.
Hit it all, actually. We speak a lot about all of that. Where do we want to start first? Do we start with the metaverse? Do we start with the DJ? Do we start with the gaming?
Where do we start?
Where are we starting?
I mean, I think all of it is going to be the biggest onboarder for normies.
Okay.
I think gaming and music are the top two.
Yeah.
And then obviously everybody's experimenting with AI right now. But I really think that that gaming is a kind of a blind way of showing people how to use crypto and teaching them the fundamentals of it. So it's less about trading and it's almost something more about collecting.
Like
So
more fun.
for any of our viewers who are unfamiliar, like what does Web3 gaming mean in the industry? Because, you know, maybe make it relatable to someone who's playing like Fortnite, Roblox, or any of those popular games. What is the difference between some of those traditional gaming versus Web3 gaming?
That's what I always bring up. I always bring up Fortnite because most people know how to buy Fortnite skins using V-Bucks.
Yeah.
So this is very similar to that, except instead of V-Bucks, it's more like a stock that's attached to a company. So like say, like I play Nifty Island a lot, right? Everybody knows I talk about it all day on Twitter. But Nifty Island uses something called Island Token, and you're actually earning tokens to play the game, but as well as the skins you're buying and the skins that you're collecting can be sold or traded down the road, and it's not just stuck in your account. And you can use it to create content. Like I said, you can flip it as an NFT in the future, or you could collect it and hold on to it for the rest of your life.
That's awesome.
More utility with Web3.
Were you a gamer prior to the Web3? Okay.
Yeah, never like professionally. I always like I blew up on TikTok a few years ago, so I used to like point my camera to the TV while I'm playing Xbox. And
Really? Wow.
it never really did much. It
Uh-huh.
never really did anything because I had a small community of gamers. But 2020 came around, pandemic hit. I just moved to Vegas and found myself just playing games all the time.
Yeah.
The end of 2021, I watched the whole NFT craze happen with the Bored Apes, CryptoPunks. I've watched the prices just go crazy. And the FOMO drew me in. And I heard about the Central Lands Music Festival with Paris Hilton.
Oh, cool.
And with Deadmau5. And I said, I want to do that too.
Was what in early 2021?
Yeah, it was like October 2021.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Way
it
back.
was kind of like knowing these big names, Paris Hilton, Deadmau5. Whoa, they're exploring something Metaverse, Web3 related. I think I need to go check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Sure. Especially Paris Hilton. I mean, she's an icon. She knows how to market herself probably better than any other influencer from her era, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was just already DJing, already gaming. I seen how Fortnite was blowing up over the years, and I went to some Fortnite concerts.
Oh, cool.
I went to Travis Scott, Ariana Grande.
Oh, nice.
It was Marshmello, and I was like, this is so much fun. Like, I'm having fun in my living room.
Yeah.
But I like festivals and stuff too.
Yeah.
But when I seen how fun a concert could be digital, I just went all in on it.
Dude, I mean, first of all, we can't let this moment pass because we actually were talking about Paris Hilton earlier, just
Yeah.
with like our previous
Yeah.
guests.
Paris Hilton collects her art.
She is one of my
Yeah.
collectors, actually.
Oh, yeah.
and
Amazing.
I got.
We were
pants.
talking about Paris also investing in some of like the crypto.
Yes, Breshna. She is one
yeah.
of the investors of that. One of our guests also is an investor of, like
Yes.
in one of the same
So,
companies.
all right.
Yeah, there's
Paris is
layers
still-
to this.
Paris Hilton spirits around us, you know.
For sure, for sure. And I thought it was special because I got the same NFT as her. Like I bought a Mars Cat Voyage NFT,
okay.
and she bought one like years ago, and and it was like the craze happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I look up to people that are innovating. And,
Yeah.
she's one of them.
I 100% agree. And this is a testament, honestly, like, to the fact that she really is like the OG influencer. I mean, she literally came up with the selfie, right? The selfie photo.
Yeah, that's hot.
So yeah, I mean that's pretty hot because we all do it. We all do it now. We all take selfies.
Yeah.
And we are still on some level doing things because of the social kind of like the social proof that she brings with her presence in anywhere.
I do remember in those earlier times where people were like, selfie is such a weird and awkward word. Why would anyone use that? And then here we are, you now attach that word to an action of taking your own picture, whether it's just yourself or with a group of people, and now it's like a very common thing to do, and it's selfie is possibly like a global known word. Like if you go to a different country, you say selfie, oh, okay, people know selfie. So I feel like that's a really good, how do I say? I feel like I'm missing the word. I'm a little tired here. And now, like, it's
like a measuring, like
that's what's happening here in the crypto space, right? Like Web3 gaming. Like, okay, that might sound weird to some people. Like, what the heck is Web3 gaming? but then it's like once people start using it, getting familiar with it, then it's potential that that's going to be a common term. Do you think we're going to stick with Web3 gaming, or do you think it's like going to just eventually go to gaming?
I think Web2 companies are slowly but surely migrating to Web3 gaming.
Yeah.
Mainly because, like, let's say Call of Duty. People love Call of Duty. Like, they will die to get a one specific gun skin or like this skin avatar or whatever. If those were numbered and limited, the numbers that Call of Duty could do would be crazy, especially if they did limited one editions, one of ones.
Right, or one of one.
But one thing I want to also talk about with selfies is that we take selfies in the metaverse now. All my content is literally my digital avatar, my digital identity in the metaverse, and I'm taking selfies with all my friends in the metaverse.
Yeah.
And even if you don't think it makes it matters, 2 years, 3 years later from now, I'm getting people that say to me, "Yo, remember that picture we took? Yo, remember that event that I saw you at? I remember watching you on a live stream.
Yeah.
You said my name on a live stream." That is huge because when you go to a festival, everybody in the crowd wants to feel like they're on the stage.
Yeah.
They want to feel involved and feel included. Everybody wants to have friends and feel part of a community.
Yeah.
So when you're in a metaverse, you show up to an event and a DJ's shouting you out and saying, "Yo, that outfit is crazy." And you spent $20, $30 on that outfit, but then you're getting highlighted by somebody.
Yeah.
It really is, it's a level of connection that, you could do it in the physical world, but in the digital world, it's more accessible for everybody to go to the same show. And then one of the main reasons why I'm in the metaverse is to entertain people that are disabled, people that have social anxieties, people that have PTSD and can't ever go to a full-on concert again.
Yeah.
So to me, there's people like that out there that are home all the time, and traditional entertainment is becoming boring. It has no connection to people, and they're starting to lose track of the news channels. They're losing track of even like MTV. It's all reality TV now, but we used to all be here for the music and for gaming and the art and the culture, and all that kind of dwindled away when record labels came and took over a whole music industry. Hollywood took over the music industry, and then now you're just a puppet to the bigger picture. So with Web3, the power comes back into the artist's hands, and we can charge however we want for a piece of our own art, or if we can get royalties from people buying our art 2 or 3 years later down the road.
Right.
So I think that is a huge thing for me. I get royalties every single day from the Decentraland wearables that I sold 3 years ago.
Dang.
That's what we like to hear.
Everybody loves passive income. Why not?
Everyone loves passive income, you know?
So if someone's hearing this talk, because you're speaking really well, and I feel like people are like understanding this now, like the light bulb is going off, I think, for our viewers, and they're like, holy shit, that sounds amazing, I get it, I want to be a part of that. Where would you recommend someone to start in the Web3 gaming or metaverse? Like where would someone go? Is it like they have to start a crypto wallet, or can they sign up with an email? Like where would you recommend someone go?
So the place that I'm in 24/7 right now is Nifty Island. You can go to niftyisland.com. If you have a gaming computer or a laptop or even a MacBook, you just log in. It gives you an avatar, the default avatar.
For free?
For free. You get a full island to build on for free. You can build up to 2 games. And then if you want to expand, then you need something called Island Token, which is why I said that tokens now have utility around them, where you hold this token, you stake this token, you can use it to upgrade your island, or you can use it to make 10 games or 20 games, or you can use your tokens to make there's a bunch of upgrades you can do with your token. Just go to the website, check it out, look at the frequently asked questions, and niftyisland.com. You only need an email. You don't need any crypto wallet. It'll create you a wallet for you.
Oh, nice.
A sequence wallet.
Oh,
my 12-year-old plays it, and he was able to easily make an account, dive in, build 10 islands, not one.
So he did the upgrades.
Not one. He kept upgrading and upgrading because he didn't care about any airdrops or any tokens. He was just playing the game.
That's really cool.
He found out you can get more islands by playing the game, by earning the tokens, and he went and bought a bunch more. So, if a 12-year-old could do it, I mean, he's pretty tech savvy, he plays games a lot. But if a 12-year-old could do it, I think anybody could get into Nifty Island, start right now, and play today, and earn tokens playing.
I have played a little bit of Nifty Island myself. I have a Mutant, so I've gone in there with a Mutant. I've also gone in with my other NFT Grills gang, and I just thought it was so cool. Like, so for someone who is not as familiar with gaming, I've done gaming in my youth, but as an adult now, I'm like looking at NFTs. What can I invest? Maybe what can I collect? And I'm like, I'm not someone who can draw or like easily use the IP that I own, but then to see that they put my IP in a game that I can easily upload and immediately play with, I'm like, that clicked for me. I'm like, whoa, this is cool, because not everybody has the tools. I mean, now that AI is coming out and stuff, it's getting a little easier to build with your IP.
Definitely.
But even then, it's like, how could someone who owns an NFT and their IP, and they're like, man, imagine if that was in a game. Well, now Nifty Island is doing that. So I think that's so cool as well. So
Yeah, it's got 300 NFT communities already integrated, so your avatar might already be ready to go. You got a Bored Ape. I've seen CryptoPunks running around. I've seen Mars Cats run around. I mean, it's literally like the whole entire NFT community all running around playing games together, but also networking and learning learning from each other what we do. So like, you're a 3D designer, I'm a DJ. Let's work together to launch your product or whatever the case is. So that's where, I took my leap from Decentraland into Nifty Island. It was a leap I had to take. I had to leave it behind me.
Yeah.
Because the developers weren't working with normal creators. They were only developing for other developers.
I see. Yeah.
So when I see Nifty Island come around and all of us were just wandering around the metaverse, like, what are we doing? It's January 2024. What are we doing? All these metaverses are failing. Nifty Island started their airdrop campaign, but the way they did it was so well done because they gave out airdrops, they airdrop multipliers to you, they airdrop tokens to people. I just think that Nifty Island literally hit it on the mark when it comes to the metaverse. And if you're already into NFTs, it's a no-brainer to join in.
Absolutely. That makes sense.
I want to say something. I don't get paid from Nifty Island for any of this. I earn the tokens, but I literally just love the platform that much. So Nifty Island, if you're watching, hire me and I will talk about you forever and ever. I already talk about it all day. So.
That's hilarious. I literally was telling you that, like, my friend Empress Trash, shout out to Empress Trash. I told her, I'm like, she's been talking about that a lot in her group chat, like Nifty Island, I'm building this, I'm building that, and I'm just like, should I get on it? And this is, and to your point about having to leave Decentraland, like that's actually how we met, and which I wanted to touch on too. Like, we met in a metaverse show, a metaverse live stream. So I got a chance to perform a couple times in Decentraland, but just like Spatial, just like Crypto Voxels, people just stopped kind of congregating there, and it wasn't easy. Like, even with 4 years or so that I knew of Decentraland, that I was part of it, I never made a wearable because the process was so clunky. And I make 3D assets, so you know what I'm saying. So I commend you for trying yet another metaverse, and I'm happy to hear that it's going well. And I think I'm gonna have to try it because I haven't gone into Nifty Island, but now that you're so passionate about it, and Empress Trash is also, and I think it's something that I'm definitely gonna try. So keep a lookout for me. I might pop up over there, and I'm excited to see what else you're gonna do. What are you focused on? What are you trying to do more of? Are you trying to DJ more? Are you trying to build more?
That's a good
Like,
question.
what are you focused on? And like if someone's watching and they're like, oh my God, I want to work with this guy. Like, what do you want to work on?
Yeah.
Definitely using music and gaming as education for the next generation that's coming into this. That's one. Definitely more physical DJ events, getting out of my house and start DJing more in Vegas. Actually, I'm hosting an event next week on June 5th here in Vegas with Stand With Crypto, with the homies. We're going to be doing an event over at Goat Bar, so I'm DJing a set there, but we're also going to be streaming Nifty Island on a big screen there.
Hey.
So that's my next step is now taking this community I've made in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Have them come out to events in Vegas. You got Ape Fest coming up at the end of the year. Basically just DJing more, dropping more art, dropping more 3D art, collecting as many cool items as I can. I'm one of the biggest collectors in Nifty Island. I paid like over an ETH for an item a couple weeks ago.
Oh my God.
Because I wanted to flex, you know what I mean? I wanted to show people like, I really earned money from playing this game. Now look at me supporting another person building in this game.
Yeah.
And I have 5,000 plus Decentraland wearables earned and bought and created. But Nifty Island, I can't stress it enough. There's 90,000 islands to explore. So one island is about as big as a Decentraland Plaza, which costs anywhere from $30,000 to $40,000, $50,000.
And these are free.
And you're getting them for free. For free. I can't stress that enough. But uploading items is free. You can upload wearables. You can upload buildings.
Cool.
You can upload your art. You can sell it on the marketplace. You can sell it for Island Token. You can sell it for ETH, Base, Polygon. ApeChain. ApeChain is the new one coming in.
So it's
I'm really getting sold here.
like, too.
Omnichain. That's what they call it. Omnichain.
Omnichain.
Because they want it to be accessible to everybody on all the networks. Some people only like Solana, Ethereum, Base. So we're just, they're hitting all marks.
I love it. Well, I feel like we could talk to you forever.
Yeah, I have so many more questions.
Literally, I have so many more questions, but we have hit the 1 hour mark on our show.
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do. I would like to invite you back on the show, if not this week, sometime live online. What would you be open to that?
Yes, definitely. And also want to say, I hosted her at my parcel one time. And let me tell you, if you've never been to a Courageous Art show, it is literally so freaking cool. It is so awesome seeing somebody draw around the world around them. You know, a lot of it's 2D. This is like 3D mixed with modern. I don't know how to describe it. It's so cool to witness. And sitting there on my parcel that day, I'm like, we had like 50, 60 people showing up, hanging out. And I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to host people. I want to host events. And I want to just do this for the rest of my life.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so
it sounds
much.
like you're already doing it. You're living the dream. You're here. I've got to meet you for the first time, and you guys have known each other for a bit now. So I look forward to following your journey now and see where else you take this.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity. And big shout out to Abstract. I'm a live streamer on Abstract too.
Hey, Abstract.
But
What's your handle? Your handles?
It's Tracks. I think it's just Tracks on Abstract, but just my handle on all social media platforms: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, DJ Tracks NFT. DJ Tracks with an X, NFT. All right. So follow me on all platforms. We have over 300,000 followers on TikTok. Our Twitter page is blowing up. Instagram's getting there. YouTube channel blowing up. We're just everywhere.
We're going up.
Carlos,
We're going up.
Is what I heard. Don't fade, Carlos.
Don't fade. And don't fade Nifty Island. I'm telling you.
All right.
I'm getting on that. I'm getting on that. Well, thank you so much. I know you're also working, doing live streams, doing press. So congratulations on lining up that gig, and thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. I know you were literally in the middle of, all of this. As you can see, there's a lot going on behind us. But really, really appreciate you.
Pleasure.
And we will see you around.
Yes, thank you
Have
for
a beautiful
coming on.
rest of your conference.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Let's go.
Here, I'll come sit over here.
I need to see you again.
Oh yeah.
I need to see you guys the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Line is a bat.
So I need to see. I do need to say for anyone who's listening, and if you were checking out his glasses, these are the Noggles,
I was gonna
the
say, those
official
like
Nouns,
the Noun Dow, whatever.
Nouns
Yeah,
Dow
I've seen that.
glasses.
I was like, I
yes,
look familiar.
yes,
That's crazy.
yes.
Thanks
We
for having me.
of course we love. If you hadn't noticed, our mascot Lorenzo is actually wearing Noggles as well.
he is.
So
Noggles.
OG, I am one of the Nounslers for the Nouns DAO. I'm also in the Little Nouns DAO, Amigos DAO, but that's not what this is about. Just wanted to give you guys the lore behind these here Noggles. I don't know, Val, you have any last thoughts before we close out?
This was great. I mean, this was day 2, and this is not the last thing we're doing. So we mentioned earlier, we're gonna go to the Bitcoin beach party at Mike Tyson's old mansion, the Tiger Mansion. We'll see. We'll probably get some content there, and then we also we're gonna go ahead to the Omnia Club. We haven't gone clubbing yet, so I don't know.
We'll see if we make it.
I don't know if I'll be in heels. I don't know. Maybe I might bust out the heels for that. But we got Tron that's throwing that over there, and Wizards. So if you're into the Ordinals, the Wizards community, they're having their Wizards party as well. So there's back to back to back, and I mean, there's a lot of other things we haven't mentioned. But we will be there, and
There's a
we'll
lot.
try to go as long as we can and bring you guys the content. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And in order to get that, I definitely recommend you subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yes.
There's layers to this, all right? There's layers to this. It is down below. Please go subscribe. We would really appreciate. And by doing that, you will have an entry into winning $25 worth of Bitcoin, okay? We are giving Bitcoin away to you guys, all right? So if you don't hold Bitcoin yet, you can get it for free. You don't have to use your own money. We'll help you if you don't have a wallet yet. We'll help you set it up, and we'll send you the crypto right there in your wallet. So get started. Please subscribe. Turn on notifications, and also please go take the pledge. Go take the pledge. We'll stand with crypto. Thank you so much to Stand With Crypto for bringing us out. This has been wonderful. We've got day 3, and that will be tomorrow. Any words, Creatress?
Go to standwithcrypto.org and take the pledge. Take a screenshot, post it on Twitter, and tag us, or on Instagram. Just tag us, and we will have you entered to win the giveaway. And you get extra points for taking a screenshot and tagging us. So, like, might want to try that.
Why not have more than one entry, okay, guys? So
yes, stay tuned. We were gonna go live again today, so don't go too far. Yes, we are. We're going live from Bitcoin Beach.
We are.
Okay, maybe I will be doing some interviews at Bitcoin Beach. Valerie is going to be resting her feet and her voice a little bit. But I will be live later.
We'll have Keegan coming on. Shout out to Keegan of 10KTF Teaching Tuesdays, one of our sponsors. Ground Game Strong, we really appreciate you, and he is also the legend behind the camera all this week. So we'll see if we can get him in front of the camera at Bitcoin Beach. But this was an awesome special edition of There's Layers to This, powered by Stand With Crypto. We appreciate you guys.
Live from Vegas. See you next time.
Peace.